be a sponge, and then bring the juice.
By focusing on your improvement, by focusing on your progress, and eliminating any fixed mindset that you may have and acts of perfectionism, then you encourage your own mastery.
On some level, we do what we want to do 24 hours a day. Now, sometimes it may not seem like that, but if I'm choosing to work instead of sleep, what I'm actually saying is keeping my job is more important than sleeping.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of getting beat. What can I do to get over this hump? So mentally, that's when I kind of put that forefront, like, hey, it's either all or nothing.
I like to put failure in quotations because I don't believe that failure is true failure if you're looking at it with the right mindset.
The truth is, the journey to greatness is hard. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes focus, and every day you have to decide what you value, what you want to pursue, and what you want to achieve. And if you dig deep enough, if you push hard enough, we all have what it takes to be great. Welcome to the Edge of Greatness. Hello and welcome back to the Daily Dose. It is February 27th. Happy Monday. And this week, I want to start the week off by diving into the power of definitions. How we choose to define some of the terms that we need to utilize to live our life better. So, for example, last week I had a conversation with Chris Bailey, and we were talking about productivity, and one of the biggest factors of truly believing in your productive output is defining what a productive day is. What do you need to do today in order to be productive? If you don't have a definition, if you don't have a target, if you don't have a specific set of things that you're trying to accomplish, no matter how much you do, you may feel like you're not productive because, let's be honest, there's always more to do. We're never going to get to a point where we do so much in one day that we are ultimately going to be like, man, we did it all. I had a super productive day. I did everything. That's not realistic. So he likes to believe in picking 3 targets, 3 things. And if you do those 3 things, it's a productive day. And I think that's a very valuable definition. I think that's a great way to look at it because if you pick the 3 most important things every day and you attack them, over time, you're going to have a very productive set of days compounding on each other, which is going to lead to a lot of success. I believe this is also true when we look at other words. How do you define hard work? How do you define happiness? How do you define success? Understanding how you see these specific targets that you're aiming for will allow you to go after them and feel good about the progress you're making. If you're constantly chasing greatness, let's say, for example, because my show is The Edge of Greatness, but we don't know what greatness is or what greatness means to you, how will you ever know if you made it? How will you ever know when you've arrived at greatness? What does it mean to be great? And I think that's one of the biggest challenges of a word like that is we're all going to see it differently. Honestly, I've seen it differently over the course of my life. So even someone like myself who believes that we can all be great didn't always think that way. We can evolve our definitions, we can change over time, but if we don't know where we're starting from and we don't know what we're trying to get to, overall, I don't think we're going to be lost. It's like it's a boat without a compass, and our rudder isn't pointing us in the right direction. We're just floating, hoping that we find where we're supposed to go. Define the things you want. What does success look like? What does productivity look like? What does greatness look like? What makes you happy? Define your happiness. Define your success. I think if you do that, if we really focus on doing that, it gives us a direction and a purpose to the things that we're trying to accomplish, and a confidence that we can get what we need from each situation. That doesn't mean we're automatically going to get there. That's not what I'm saying. But it's a lot easier to get to a specific destination if we know where that destination is. You might accidentally find that if you don't know, but I believe if you follow a GPS, you're more than likely going to end up where you want to be. So give some time and some thought this week. Start the week off and define what it is that's important to you. All right. If there's another word that I didn't mention, go after that word too. Define them all. The more clear we are on the specific tasks that we need to pursue and what those definitions look like, the easier it is to aim for them. So if you're looking to be more productive, define what productivity looks like today. What things do you need to get done in order for it to be a productive day? If you're trying to define success because that's what you're chasing, what does success actually look like? How will you know when you've made it? Go down the list. What are the things you need to accomplish? What does it mean to you? Not in the book. What does it look like to you? I think that's a really important thing that I've heard a couple times in some conversations this year is the power of definitions. The power of knowing what it is that you're really getting after. So give it some thought. Have a wonderful week. As always, keep reaching for the stars. Fall flat on your face. Remember, whenever we fall, always get up. Thank you for joining us today on the Edge of Greatness podcast. If you haven't yet, please take a minute now to subscribe and review our show. Join us again next week as we continue to dig deeper into the key components of greatness. The path to greatness is never linear, so remember to keep pursuing greatness no matter what. Keep stretching your abilities, reach for the stars, and fall flat on your face. But remember, no matter what happens, whenever we fall, always get up. Until next time, I'm Charles Schultz, and this was the Edge of Greatness podcast.